Okay, so let's take a look at the behavioral activation tracker. This has never been done before. At the same time, the treatment is not different from regular cognitive behavioral therapy. So there's a behavioral activation tracker, there's an automatic thought tracker. It takes the exact same approach as traditional CBT you would do with a client, but it's integrating technology to gain enhanced insight into how the treatment is going, and it's going to help increase engagement with the client and a sense of shared collaboration between the client and the therapist, which can help with alliance. So, an important disclaimer to keep in mind is that clinicians need to use their own professional judgment and conduct the behavioral activation or cognitive restructuring treatments in the same manner you would traditionally, but you're integrating technology to gain increased insights. So let's take a look at the behavior tracker. So this is the behavioral activation tracker. It's one of our innovative evidence-based practice analytical tools that transforms how therapists understand client activity patterns and treatment progress. What you're seeing is an AI-powered activity analysis system that goes far beyond simple mood tracking. Our machine learning algorithms analyze the relationship between activities, enjoyment ratings, achievement scores, and overall satisfaction to identify patterns that would be impossible to detect manually. Research consistently shows that when client progress is shared through data visualizations, it significantly enhances therapeutic collaboration and client engagement. Notice how these clear visual patterns make it easy for both therapist and client to see exactly which activities are generating the most benefit, creating a shared understanding that strengthens the therapeutic alliance. And as you can see in the activity details tab, we have a drop-down box, and each one is an activity that we can analyze. So let's head over to a morning walk. The client was tracking their enjoyment and achievement, and the therapist used the Excel spreadsheet to track their data. And this is the analysis that the Chartara Labs software performs. So let's go over to family dinner. There's two data points. Let's take a look at reading fiction. Now let's do one more. We'll choose gardening. Let's do one with more data points. Let's take a look at yoga class. As you can see, it provides vast analytics for each activity. There's activity notes based on what was input into the Excel spreadsheet. There's a notes section in the behavioral tracker Excel template. One thing to keep in mind, as listed on the website, chartaralabs.io, the evidence-based practice charts use their own Excel templates that are downloadable once navigated to those chart pages, and they are separate from the Chartara Master Excel workbook. This is particularly powerful for behavioral activation therapy and depression treatment. Rather than relying on subjective reports alone, you get objective data showing which activities correlate with improved outcomes, optimal timing patterns, and activity categories that provide the most therapeutic value for this specific client. The AI generates specific clinical insights by identifying activity clusters, predicting satisfaction trends over time, and providing evidence-based recommendations for treatment planning. When clients can visually see their own progress patterns, it transforms abstract therapeutic concepts into concrete, personalized data they can understand and act upon. For supervision contexts, this creates objective evidence of treatment engagement and client collaboration that elevates clinical discussions. It can also be a form of accountability for evidence-based treatment fidelity. A supervisor can request that a therapist uses behavioral activation with a client who needs it for their depression, and this modality can help to ensure the therapist is using an evidence-based intervention with the client, and it's provable through the downloadable report where the supervisor can monitor how it's going. This represents evidence-based practice at its finest, where sophisticated analytics enhance both clinical decision-making and client engagement while supporting the collaborative therapeutic relationship. And again, you can download this entire analysis as a professional PDF report for clinical documentation and supervision planning.